All right, guys, I am back with another video on the 3 reasons why you should start investing as soon as possible. Do not sleep on this one. Now, the first reason why you should start investing as soon as possible is the power of compound interest. So the way that investing works is that you are initially depositing a certain amount of money, and that money starts to work for you through the magic of interest. So most people are familiar with interest that works against them, right? So credit card debt, any kind of loans that you have to pay off, car, student loans, there's interest growing on it, right? But that's interest that doesn't serve you. That's interest that's taking more money away from you. But with investing, you have interest working for you. This is money growing over time on its own and being reinvested back into your savings. And the earlier you start, the more that compound interest works, the more that the interest will grow on top of the interest and on top of the principal over time as you continue to deposit more money. When you start later, compound interest still exists, but because you've missed out on all that compound interest in the past, you now have to kind of catch up to it by putting down more of an initial payment into your investments. So someone that starts investing at, let's say, age 25 and has another 40 years to go, they can put down less amount of money, but have the interest work for them better over time based on the annualized returns that they see. Someone starting at 40 and puts in the same amount of money as the person at 25, you can see the same results, but they will have to put in maybe 2, 3, 4 times as much more of an initial payment or monthly payments in order to see the same end result. So obviously it works better for you. I know a lot of people feel like, well, I don't really have the money to invest, but even if you start with like $100, $50, start small, especially if you're young, over time, it will work better in your favor versus you like starting way later and still not having the money and just not gonna have enough in order to retire with, right? So not that I like to create FOMO, but if there's anything to create like real FOMO for, like when I tell you all the other FOMO that you experience is like an illusion, like you don't need it. But when I tell you, like, if you want to really build wealth, if you really want to be financially secure, investing is a surefire way to get there and such a fast way to get there and probably the only way to get there. And the later you start, the less well off you will be and the harder you'll have to work for it. So do yourself a favor and actually take this type of FOMO seriously. I'm not talking about FOMO because a new eyeshadow palette dropped. Like that is not real FOMO. What's real FOMO is investing as soon as you can, getting yourself to a place where you're financially stable enough to now start having money work for you. And if you want to learn how to do this, of course, you can work with me one-on-one, especially my long-term coaching program. I really take the time to deep dive into the world of investing, how to have it be done for you, and also how to DIY invest and choose your own stocks confidently and for the long term. Check in the description below. And 2, your long-term financial goals are really a reason also why you should start investing as soon as possible. Because if you want to get to your goals faster, investing will really help you get there. If you're just saving in a regular savings account, there's no interest really working on it. So when you do start to put your money into certain investment vehicles, mutual funds, stocks, and I explain a lot more of this in my coaching programs, and with my clients, when you start putting your money into certain types of investment vehicles that will start to yield higher returns. So, whether it's saving for a house, whether it's saving for your children's education, whether it's saving for your retirement, whatever it may be, short-term or long-term goals, you will get there faster if you are investing. And also dependent upon what type of investment vehicles your money is going into. So saving for a home, just putting it in a regular bank account with no interest is going to take a lot longer than you putting your money into a lower risk investment vehicle that may not have as high returns, but will give you higher returns than you not having it in any investment vehicle at all. So invest early, keep a diversified portfolio, determine whether, your short-term goals and your long-term goals need to be in certain investment vehicles, and just start investing in general, like I said, because you definitely will get to your goals faster and with less principal having to be put down up front. Last but not least, risk mitigation. So you can invest in riskier assets, but the best time to invest in riskier assets is when you're younger. Because when you're younger, you have a lot more time to go through the roller coaster, the ups and downs of a stock market. When you are about to retire, you do not want to put all your life savings into investments that are going to be risky. They may see higher returns and a higher yield, but the risk may not be worth it. When you are ready to pull out your money for your retirement, you want to see more than what you initially put in over all those years, right? You want to maximize your returns. And so if you go to pull out money during a recession, you're obviously not going to see as much money as you would have had if, times were going really good and the market was doing exceptionally well. So giving yourself time to know when to pull out that market and giving yourself time to accumulate certain amounts of wealth is the reason why it is better to start investing when you are younger and as early as possible so that you can put your money in riskier assets, see better returns, and withstand the volatility over time. If you have more short-term goals, you'd want them to be less risky, and these are things I would talk about with you as a coach, and if you work with me in any of my programs, or if you take my self-paced 12-week course called The Wealth Flow. If you have more short-term goals that you're working towards, just like my last point, you will put it in different types of investment vehicles and investment vehicles that are less risky, because you want to be able to be in good standing when you go to take out your money. So not only long-term when it comes to your retirement, but if you are saving for a home within 5 years, you do not want to put your money in very risky stocks, because you want to make sure that when you go to take out your money for your home, you're not down $5,000, another $10,000. That eats up the money that you would have put for your down payment. You want to be sure that when you go and take out your money, it's doing relatively about the same or a bit better. I'm not saying it's going to be a lot better, but it's definitely going to be a bit better. So definitely for short-term goals, you want to mitigate your risk, but you more so want to mitigate your risk for long-term goals. And the only reason why you would have to mitigate your risk for long-term goals is that you're more likely to invest your money into riskier investment vehicles, but riskier investment vehicle that will give you higher yield, higher end results, and a lot more time to withstand the volatility by the time you do get to those higher end results. And that's all it is for today. This video was pretty short. I wish all the other videos were just as short as this, but I love to talk. So thank you for watching me again. You can like, subscribe, and hit that little dingy bell button in the far right to know when I drop a video first thing. And of course, sign up for my mailing list as well, because I also talk about all the things that I'm working on and pushing out into the world and other services that are there to help you in my email list. So definitely don't forget to join that as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.